So this was not a planned live, and I'm looking all a mess. But we are on a drive to my favorite place around, and we are up to start drive. If you are here, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, as we begin our epic drive to the woods. Oh, and I should probably adjust my mirrors since my giant of a husband actually set that up. All right, you can see me. It was like teeny drizzly rain, so I didn't know that until I walked out of the house. So yeah, that's super annoying. But we're going to go to my favorite park, which is pretty close to my house. And we're going to look and see what kind of cool sights we see as we are out there. If it starts to rain harder, there's a little like shelter with a roof, but it's surrounded by the woods. Like, it's not in the park itself. You have to take a trail to it. So we might go there, and if it's too rainy, and see what kind of cool plant life is growing around there. There's some neat ones that neat plants that grow around it that I think you all will like. So while we are driving, I would love to know what you all are doing today. I mean, other than, you know, watching my live. Because clearly, if you're here, you're watching my live, right? Right. All right, and while we're at the green light, let me flip you around and let's see. Hey, Cece. Hey, Kay's Kitchen. How are you all doing? Yeah, I'll change the title. I tried to get the live started earlier, but I had trouble getting it to post. Oh, we're going again. So getting it to actually start, because I've never, I mean, I'll be really honest, on this channel, I've never gone live before. I had a channel before where I taught English as a second language, like vocabulary and things, and I went live with some friends once, and I've went on other people's lives, like I'm on Diva in the Dirt's lives all the time. I'm on Tampa's Creek, South Florida Sunshine, but this is my first time going live on this account and my first time doing a vertical live. So it took me a minute to figure out, like, okay, how exactly does this work? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. So the first time I tried to do it, I edited the title, and it was supposed to be Adventure Time, which I realize now in retrospect was not a good title, because then people think of the cartoon, and I want them to think of hobbits going on a little adventure, so that, like, you know, I wanted to give kind of like Lord of the Rings vibes, not a weird cartoon that I don't even like. So anyway, we have other drivers. So we go through this little city part. They call it a city part, like Terre Haute's this giant metropolis. It is not. By the way, it is not even close to a huge metropolis. But I'm curious, type a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of the city of Terre Haute before. It's kind of remarkable how many people have heard of it. I'm always really surprised. So we are almost to a different park that I don't like as much. We have two parks here in Terre Haute that are walking distance from each other. Deming Park is kind of the bougie park. It's got all the fancy playground equipment. It has an older kid playground. It has a younger kid playground. It has, excuse me, I'm just dying here. It has a swimming pool. All right, we're getting a drink. So just so you know, I have one hand holding my phone and one hand holding my drink. If you do the math, you recognize how many hands are on the wheel. Hint, hint, it's not 2. Oh, Nikki! Hey, Nikki! I will be able to be more responsive to comments in a minute when I am stopped. So, okay, this is the first park. This is Deming Park, the bougie park. They have lots of really cool stuff, and it's really amazing, but its trails and things are really just like meh. Oh shit, the sheriff's car is right there. Okay, I'm gonna put you down, and you're gonna see my leg for a minute so that I don't get like pulled over for doing a live stream. Oh my god, that would be just my luck. Shoot. Can you imagine like, my first live stream being that time that Janet got a ticket? Like, oh my gosh, that'd be so embarrassing. I am so glad we are not doing that. So anyway, you can see through the trees the coolness of Deming Park, but we are going to Dobbs Park, and Dobbs Park is oh so much cooler. So Dobbs Park, and it only has a few shelters, a few picnic tables, and 2 buildings. One of which is a Native American history museum, and the other is a nature center. And it has some really cool trails, and a really wonderful naturalist that works there. So that is where we go. So you'll get to see what kind of plant life is growing there. So if you're new to my channel, which I know that some of you are, the name of my channel is Almost Homesteading because I'm trying to learn all the things to be able to homestead, but I'm not exactly great at it. So you laugh a lot as you watch me have crazy adventures, and also like as much as I love having fun and being silly and ridiculous, I'm also super serious about learning. So we have all kinds of adventures. Anyway, we are here. We're parking our car. I'll answer some comments. And then we're gonna go out in the trail in handcuffs, right? I do need a phone mount, but here's the thing, Cece. So I did not know that this 5 lives in 5 days challenge that I'm doing this for was a thing until approximately 9:45 this morning, and I didn't know that I was going to be doing this live until about 10 to 15 minutes ago. So anyway, okay, I am putting you down for a second. Hopefully this gives you a good view, and I'm just going to, sorry, you're gonna be a little lopsided. Oh shit. This is like the wilderness version of Carol, the girl miniature. Okay, I am going to put on my backpack, get you guys hooked up into my power bar, and then we are going to go out. Woot woot. Oh my goodness. This is, again, my favorite, ooh, shit. Also, in case you were unprepared, there will be swearing on anything that I do live. Sorry if you're offended by swearing. All right, so we are out. Oh, except I left my keys in my car, which I have a really funny story about that for another day. When you can see me. Crap, now I can't get in. Okay, so before you panic, no, I am not like legit locked out. My car has automatic locking features. I just have to find my keys, which I did, and put them in the pocket of my backpack, which I will in a second. And whew, I think we're set up out on our walk. You can see the really cool pond and little bridge we're walking towards. Yeah, Huga, yeah. So lives with me are probably quite a bit different than the than the nice polished version that I have. Polished. Okay, maybe my videos are not polished, but comparatively polished version that I have. So, okay, let me look at the comments. Thank you, Keys Kitchen. Okay, so I chose this route, even though it does not go to the cool shelter that I have, because this way has a plant that I really need and that I also really want to show you. So one thing that I did not do so much of when I started this channel, but that I have become completely obsessed with, is foraging for edible and medicinal plants. So there's some really cool edible and medicinal plants that grow here. So I'm going to show you two of them while we're right here. This one is one that we call wild garlic. It has a million names. They call them garlic chives. They call them wild onions. They call them, I don't know, there's other names. So basically, the top is kind of like a chive, but the bottom has a tiny bulb, very much like a scallion. So I don't know about medicinal uses for these, but they are delicious. Their taste is basically like a mixture of garlic and onion. So they are super cool. Hey, Georgia girl, how are you? It was nice to meet you today. Today, no, Cece, I'm not taking them today. However, this is not a state park or a national park. This is a city park, and I am friends with the naturalist. She knows that I take plants from here, so it's not, apparently it's not illegal because she didn't tell me to stop. So this plant here, this one is hairy bittercress. You can tell it's a member of the cress family, like watercress that rich people eat the soup from, because it's got these little circular leaves in the cool shape. At the top, it's got these little flowers that are so pretty. And they call it shotwood or shotweed because when you get a little farther into the season, these seed pods dry up, and if anything touches them, the seeds shoot out all over the place. So it is now called shotweed. So there's a really cool plant I wanted to show you here. I'm gonna see if we can get to it. It's also starting to rain harder, making me question if this was really a good idea. However, we already started, so we'll just see where this takes us. There is a cute little patch of interesting things up here, and with a sheltered picnic table. So maybe we'll go there. Yeah, Cece, I think I have a video about that one on my channel, but it's under the name hairy bittercress. And I still find the name funny because it is neither hairy nor bitter. It's a cress, but everything else in the name is wrong. So that's kind of weird. So over here we have, I believe these are raspberry briars, because they've got the kind of bluish stalk, but I could be wrong. I'm going to be looking out for those this year because the leaves of raspberries have medicinal properties. I don't have the book of knowledge here with me to tell you what exactly they do, but they do cool stuff, so I'm gonna be looking for them. Yes, Tinian. Hey, Junior? I feel like Tinian, you're Junior, right? Yes, they're absolutely delicious in omelets. I used mine, some of mine last week to make, like as a seasoning in my bone broth, and that was really good. I was out of onion, so I improvised. So usually here on a sunny day, you would see a lot of geese and things like that. But since it's gross today, the geese are like, no thank you, which is fine. Because have you all encountered a Canadian goose? They are terrifying. They are like nature's most crazed, insane little killer birds that you can ever imagine, and they have no fear. Like, we were at the park, not this park, another city park last fall, and one came up to my husband thinking my husband was going to give it like a snack or something, and he got so close my husband could have touched him, and he gave no F's. Aw, hey little felon. Oh, Frugal Mama, hey, how are you all doing? I'm so happy to see you all here. So now let's check out these. So who in my chat knows what this is? Type it in if you know it. Meanwhile, we're gonna walk over. You can see this shelter. I like it better than the one that we just passed. So we're gonna walk to it. I'm gonna scroll a little on the chat, see what I missed. Yeah, so Tinian, if you all don't know him, he is the Notorious Junior, and you generally find him on the Old Ways Gardening and Prepping YouTube channel. A lot of my knowledge and even more of my passion for herbs comes from that channel. So Old Ways Gardening and Prepping, totally check out Mama Owl. It's an amazing community. Hey, Urban Gardening, how are you? So this is what we call they're like the pinwheels. They are the seeds of maple trees. And did you know that there is a little tiny bean inside here and you can eat it? I tried it last year. Ooh, we're gonna take a little detour because my fancy hiking shoes be some flimsy little worn out Converses, and this does not seem like a great idea to walk in mud. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, so maples, edible, who knew? Just the beans though. So let me flip this around. I wasn't particularly planning to go where you could see my face, but you know what, we'll improvise. It has been 18 minutes and 52 seconds, Key. So let me know when it is time for, shoot, who goes live at 2? I know somebody goes live at 2 because I thought of that and thought, okay, I'll go at 1:30, then everybody can go and raid the 2 o'clock, but I don't remember who the 2 o'clock is. So maybe I'm not the best at that. Big Rooster came to my tiny little channel. Oh my goodness. I feel like a superstar now. Wow. That is so cool. So yeah, anyway, I'm here. If anybody remembers who is going live at 2, who's doing the next 30-minute thing. Yeah, but Big Rooster, this is my first live, so it's clearly your first time being on a live with me on my channel, because it's my first time being live on my channel. Oh, Key. Okay. Well, shoot. I guess I'm just going live for my own benefit then. So, hello. It is a nasty, drizzly day in the wonderful state of Indiana. Miss T, if you see this, look at what you're missing. While you're warm and sunny and happy in Georgia, I'm here. in Indiana, enjoying rain and cold. Baby Miss T made the better choice. All right, we're dry. Let's put on my glasses, which are rather rain-soaked, and we shall see if we find any other cool plants. This is a cool place that I go a lot for mushrooms. What mushrooms have I found here? I found a lot of turkey tail. I found a lot of oyster mushrooms. I have found some coral lion's mane. And I found chicken of the woods. I found two. Found two. So far, one was little, one was big, and both were amazing and delicious. Oh yeah, the bean. So the Japanese maple drops those little pinwheels, and the next time we come up on one CC, I'll show you why they call them pinwheels or helicopters, and I'll show you why when I find another one. But I don't remember exactly how I cooked them. I think you had to boil them, and then I sauteed them in garlic and butter. But I don't remember exactly because I did it last summer. So I'll be doing it again. One of my Monday, my little Monday premieres will be all about those, but I'm gonna wait until they're a little bigger. Okay, here we go. So, oh, those are all wet and yucky. I don't know if they'll do it. Let me try though. 1 second. All right, so if this works, no. If it works right, they'll like swirl around like a helicopter's things, but I think it's too heavy from the rain and the wetness. And I can't find the tree that they came from to show you the tree. But this, my dear friends, is Indiana in the dreary spring. Sorry, reading comments. Yes, I'm all about the woods. In the summer and spring, usually you'll find me out here almost every day. Because A, this is the place in the world where I feel the most inner peace, which is always nice. And B, this is where I learned all about foraging. So I'm curious, for you in the chat, have you ever foraged for wild edible plants before? Type a 1 in the comments if you have. Type a 2 if you have not. Tomorrow you'll keep it at 2 o'clock. Okay. Key, it doesn't matter to me either way. Just, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. To get 5 lives in 5 days, that would be 4 tomorrow. And technically I could do it because I've got 2 videos I uploaded yesterday about compost. All right, so we got a 2 from Big Roosta, 2 from Frugal Mama, 2 from Cece, 2 from Key. Okay, so I am curious then, is that something you're interested in? Give me a 3 if you're interested in learning about wild edibles and how to cook them. Give me a 4 if you are not. No shame in this game. If you're not, that's fine. I'm just curious, kind of where you're at, because we're all kind of new to each other. And I want to know kind of what your background is. Also, scream out if you happen to see a mushroom. In Indiana, at this time of year, there is a special type of mushroom that comes up called a morel. People go absolutely freaking crazy over them. It's like a sport. I don't know, it's kind of weird, honestly. But, all right, Urban Gardening wants to learn. Cece wants to learn. You all, my friends, are in the right place, because as I learn, I will take you on adventures with me. So here we have, I don't know how well you can see it. We had a horrible storm last year. Absolutely horrible. And you can see a lot of the damage from that in the park here, but especially this way. Okay, so we have two choices. We can go to the right across the bridge, or we can go to the left, which goes into the woods. Let me know. Okay, type an L if you want me to go to the left. Type an R if you want me to go to the right. Hey, Gear, how is it going? All right. Oh, I've got one left and one right. Somebody needs to bake the tie. Really, Gear? Really? RL. That is not helpful, sir. This is how I stay stuck in place with no idea where I'm going. Ooh. So, this is weird. I have my phone plugged into a power bar. The power bar says, all right, so we're going right. Let's just go across the bridge. I have my phone plugged into a power bar, but it's perpetually saying that it is low on power and now down to 10%. So that's weird. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I think, Cece, I'm curious too, what it is you don't like, because there are a couple of types of mushrooms that have a really different experience than the kinds we usually think of. For example, the lion's mane. People use it in place of crab in a lot of recipes because its scent is closest, or not its scent, its flavor is close to crab. And it has a very, very different texture than what you think of usually in mushrooms. There is also the chicken of the woods, which, if cooked correctly, legit tastes like chicken, which is super weird, but amazing. And my personal favorite is oyster. If it wasn't so rainy, we'd go way deeper into the woods, and I would show you the place where I usually find them. I'd probably find an oyster today if nobody took it. Oysters are, trying to describe them, and I'm struggling with words. Hey, Stay! How are you doing? You have a live tonight, right, Stay? I feel like I saw that. I feel like I asked you and you said that, so hopefully you do, because your lives are always excellent. Fun experience, and also I always learn a lot, so that's cool. So in this area, what you'll usually find is roses, wild roses. And I think if we look at these, we'll find what's called rose hips. Maybe we'll find some still left over. They are a red berry that forms, yeah, there's one. Okay, let me get over here and pick them off. Ow, 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 ow. So, like all roses, they have thorns. They are currently caught on my clothing and my backpack. Okay, so these are rose hips. So rose hips form when you do not deadhead your roses. These will form on your rose plants, and they are powerhouses of